everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. Today I'm back with another recipe video for you all, and I'm going to be showing you the 3 sweet treats that you can make during this holiday season. This video is sponsored by Sun Butter, which is a nut-free butter that is made from sunflower seeds. A lot of vegan recipes tend to use nuts, but this could be dangerous during the holiday season, especially if a friend or family member has an allergy. So I'm going to be using Sun Butter in all of these recipes in the place of standard nuts or seeds to make them allergen friendly, but they're still going to be absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get right to cooking. Our first recipe today is for a peppermint fudge. So to start out, you're going to need some chocolate. I'm using chocolate chips. You could crush up a chocolate bar, but either way, you're going to melt this using either the double boiler method or in a microwave. And then once the chocolate is nice and melted, we're going to add in our Sun Butter to give it a creamy consistency, and this also allows it to get the fudgy texture, because otherwise if it was just melted chocolate, it would get hard again. So we're just going to stir this together until everything is evenly distributed, and then we're going to add in some vanilla extract and some peppermint extract to give it a nice minty flavor. Then we're just going to stir that all up until everything is well incorporated. And as you can see here, the fudge is already starting to thicken up, but we're going to speed up this process in the fridge or the freezer. So you're just going to line a bread pan or another tray that you have with some parchment paper and then pour the fudge in. Lining it makes it easier to pop out later. So unless you have a silicone fudge mold, I would suggest lining your tray. But you're just going to spread the fudge out evenly, and then as an optional add-on, I decided to crush up a candy cane and sprinkle this on top to give my fudge a little extra dimension of crunch. Then you're just going to freeze that for about an hour or put it in the fridge for a little bit longer. Chop it up into however many pieces you like. I kept mine pretty small, so I did about 12 in total. And then you can serve them as is or with a fancy holiday platter. But I wanted to show you guys here, this fudge is super creamy, and yeah, I love it. It's a super easy snack too. Up next, we're going to be making our holiday spiced granola, and we're going to start out by mixing all of our liquid ingredients together for this recipe. So that includes some maple syrup, a little bit of Sun Butter, which adds some healthy fat to the granola and helps to make it crunchy, and some vanilla extract. Then we're just going to mix all of this together until you have an even paste. Then we're going to add in our dry ingredients of our rolled oats, pumpkin seeds, and a bunch of different spices. The full recipe will be in the description below, but it smells like the holidays. So we're just going to add those into the bowl with our other ingredients and then mix everything together until all of the oats are evenly coated in the granola mixture. Then you're just going to spread this out onto a greased or lined pan, and you want it to be pretty thin. We're going to pop it in the oven, and then halfway through we're going to take it out of the oven and sort of flip the granola. It's more like stirring the granola, but this just allows it to cook more evenly. So then once it's finished, the granola should look nice and golden brown, but we're going to add some fruit because we got to get fruity. I decided to add some cranberries, cherries, and some cacao nibs, but you could use any dried fruit you want, and you could also use mini chocolate chips. I think that would be really great as well. So you're just going to stir that into the granola and then let it cool completely before you place it into a mason jar or Tupperware container to store. And you can use this granola however you'd like. I decided to top it with some plant milk here and just eat it plain, but it would also be great on smoothie bowls or oatmeal or even on a fancy ice cream sundae. So then last but not least, we're going to be making some gingerbread cookies. I am most excited for this recipe, guys. I love gingerbread. So to start out, we're going to mix our dry ingredients together, which includes some spelt flour and again, a bunch of different spices. They'll all be linked below, but I promise they're all worth it and they make these taste so good. So we're going to add our spices in and then just use a whisk to combine everything together, because we don't want a large clump of ginger in one and not in the other, you know what I'm saying? So next we're going to mix our wet ingredients together, and for this recipe we're going to be using some cane sugar as well as some molasses. And we're also going to be adding a flax egg, which you can make just by mixing a tablespoon of flax seed with 3 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to add in our Sun Butter, which again adds some healthy fats to this recipe and helps make these cookies not pure mush. And we're just going to whisk everything together till we get that beautiful golden gingerbread color. Then we're going to add in our dry ingredients incrementally and stir it into the batter until everything is well distributed, or should I say incorporated, because you guys know I gotta use that word multiple times per video. So at the end, your dough should still be pretty sticky and moist. I wanted to show you here. It doesn't stick to my finger, but it is still very wet, as you can see, but this is totally okay. So next we're going to lay out some parchment paper and plop about half of our dough into the center of it. Then just cover it with another layer of parchment paper and use a rolling pin to roll this out as thin as you want your cookies. So you probably want this to be somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 of an inch. We want them to be pretty thin. And once you finish the first half of the dough, you're just going to repeat this with the other half of the dough. Then we're just going to refrigerate these for a minimum of 1 hour to allow the dough to firm up a little more. So once our dough has become more firm, now we're going to make our cookies. I am using an adorable little gingerbread man, but you can obviously use whatever cookie shape you want. And we're just going to, like most cookies, use our cookie cutter and cut out some dough. And just keep going until you use up all your dough. And I just wanted to remind you guys, you can totally use your leftover dough from your first round of making cookies. Just roll it into a ball, roll it flat again with a rolling pin, and pop it in the freezer for a few minutes so it will firm up. So while our cookies are cooking in the oven, I decided to make some icing sugar to decorate them with, just by whisking together some powdered sugar with a little splash of plant-based milk. And then once our cookies come out of the oven, they should be slightly more puffy and golden brown, and they will be a little soft at first, but they will harden up as they cool, and they're even more crunchy the next day. So now you can decorate your cookies if you'd like to. You don't have to, but I think the extra icing makes these more delicious and also adorable. So I'm just showing you guys a cute little gingerbread man example right here. At least I think he's pretty cute, but you can also obviously do whatever you want. I tried to get a little creative with mine as well. As you could see, some people have coats, some people have scarves. Later I got angry and didn't want to decorate any more cookies, so I started putting angry faces on them. Do whatever you want. And that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments below which recipe you like the most or which one you want to make first. And also, if you have any other holiday themed video requests for me, definitely let me know below because I would be more than happy to film them for you guys. I will have all of the full recipes linked in the description of the video, as well as a store locator for Sun Butter so you can find it in the grocery store nearest you. Finally, if you are new to my channel and like what you see here, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button right down there. I normally post 2 videos every single week, plus extra content around the holidays because, you know, Vlogmas. But thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!